Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
And welcome to Dice or Roll, the queerest Pathfinder podcast on the planet, where it's the hard questions like, what are the interim Finder games?
The what?
Okay. Okay, so we have Pathfinder, right? And Pathfinder, it's all about magic and wizards and ye old days. And then all of a sudden, we've got Starfinder, and we've got fucking spaceships, we've got, like, faster than light travel. We skipped a few steps.
I know what it is.
What are the interim Finder games? What is the step we missed, Ritz?
It's Job Finder.
Really got their asses, man.
Unfortunately, I haven't. You win. You did it. You did.
I did it. I answered the question. You're welcome.
That's pretty good.
You fucking idiots, you fucking buffoons. You are all forgetting about the most important game of all, Pony Finder, which exists and is real. Shit.
Yes, Pony Finder is... And I guess that does...
You actually sound so insanely tired and sad that it exists.
Pony Finder does exist. Where in the timeline? Okay, so we have Pathfinder, which is... the fantasy times. We'll see up to the 1800s. Then we have Job Finder, which is very obviously like contemporary capitalism. And then Starfinder, which is the far future. Where in our reality is Pony Finder?
You know what? I think we've solved the gap.
Stop.
Why would you ever say this to me?
Stop.
You don't like it? You don't like that this is what actually happened in the gap? Twilight Sparkle, get his ass.
Because I'd like to imagine a Car Finder is in there somewhere.
Yeah, so Tesla is like the whispering tyrant of Car Finder.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Okay.
Honestly,
Tire.
Oh, the tire.
Let's run away together.
That's really good.
Let's run away together.
But okay, I do like the idea that that like in this world there were elves, then there were cars, then the elves had to get jobs, and then everything was killed except for ponies. And then somehow we still make the leap to Starfinder. Go fuck yourself.
I don't really see the problem here.
Yeah.
I don't see what doesn't make sense. I think you're just a hater.
The ponies were the missing link.
The missing link is crazy.
Oh, you know what? No, you know what comes after Pony Finder? It's not a Finder game, but it's in the same vein. Fallout Equestria.
Don't.
You don't like... You know what? I'm taking that one to my grave. Let's...
Just enter the podcast.
Wait.
Your grave?
Wait.
Okay, well, you have to tell me now.
You said that Ponies are the missing link, and I have to share with you my play on words because it's really smart and I'm really funny.
Okay.
There are neighbors in evolution.
Can we kiss?
I'm actually so mad that's so good.
Yes, we
Fuck
can.
me. Okay.
I grab you, Dave, and I dip you.
I'm not even mad about it. Like, this me, you earned it. Let's play some fucking Pathfinder, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. When we last left our adventurers in the Abomination vaults, Ulrich, Silk, and Fiore were face to face with the dreaded, evil, foul drow, who quickly established that they're not drow, they're Ayindalar, they're cavern elves. They live underground. Please, have some restraint. We're not boogeymen. We're people. We have a city down here. We run businesses. It became apparent that Otari's closest neighbor was not the city of Absalom, but the city of Ildaris, a whole realm full of cavern elves. You were invited to make your way deeper into the dungeon to meet with the ruler of Ildaris, who seemed to have need for heroes. However, you also found a way out of the dungeon, being told which way the teleportation circle lies. However, as you made your way towards it, you found a woman, a Gorgon, whose mind had been somehow numbed until she was unable to speak. Nicknaming her Murmur, you left her with the Ayindalar and made your way deeper into the dungeon, only to be attacked by a sword-wielding wyvern, Fjogratz, who told you of an even greater dragon deeper below. With all this in mind, you soon found your way to the teleportation room, reawakened the circle, and finally, you guys began to teleport home. And fellas, would we like to make the journey back home?
Fucking finally,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Please.
After 4 fucking days in the dungeon.
It's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
So, shall we?
We shall.
Ulrich, Silk, and Fiore. The three of you, along with Borbo and Dromai, make your way through the Fogfen. It is evening now. The sun is setting. There are lights out in the Fogfen, more than you've ever seen. Once it might have been an anomaly to see these torch-like lights flickering in the distance. Now they're so common. What is it that the people in the dungeon call will-o-wisps? The eyes of empty death? They say that Nimbalot is able to see through them. But, keeping your eyes on the path before you instead of wandering into the fen, you feel cold air on your skins for the first time in 4 days. A light drizzle kisses at your hair. Wind blows past you. You are free from the grasp of the dungeon. Fiore, you hold your shield up, letting the gem within the lion's shield's forehead light the way. How are you all doing as you make your way home?
Oh, Silk has never been so happy to be outside. They got out into the air of the surface, and Silk took off his hat and just basked in it. He loves breathing clean, fresh air. Doesn't even care about the bog smell.
Well, Fiore's like, oh my fucking god. He's pretty happy to see the sun. I think that's how he feels.
Sarenrae's light blesses you.
But yeah, he's just happy to see the sun.
I think Ulrich is just so relieved to see not fungus and just other plants and the sky.
You guys make your way through now the woods on the edge of the Fogfen, knowing that Otari is on the horizon. How are you all doing as you kind of talk among yourselves?
God, I think Silk is definitely going on about how fucking psyched he is to be able to do like an actual full skin routine again. He didn't run out of his supplies down there. He came close.
What is the skin routine?
Oh, well, first, I wash my face, of course. And then second, I put on this salve, and then I put on that one, and then I put on this moisturizer. And then there's the serum that I like to use first, and then I use my 2 other serums. And under my eyes, I put these little slices of gel. And then along with that, I do have to cover my lips with the same one because it's rejuvenating. And let's see. I put drops in my eyes. I take out my piercings, of course.
It keeps going on. He lists at least like 30 other things.
I regret to inform you that Fiore goes, serums? He's like, are you okay? Like, why do you need a serum?
Oh, that's just what they're called. It's like vitamins for the skin.
Why do you need those? I mean, I wash my face, but I don't do anything
Well,
else.
you don't look as perfect as me with just just sitting there doing nothing.
I don't understand why you need all of that. Isn't that expensive? Never mind. You told me the price of that perfume once, and I've never wanted to. I don't want to know.
It's just a little bit less than that.
A little bit.
Just a bit.
I think as you are approaching the horizon, you see 2 figures are sitting on the edge of town near Stone Ring Pond, and they're chatting away. And then as soon as they see you, both of them bolt to their feet and are fucking charging towards you.
Oh.
One of them
dear.
is the lanky, white-haired figure of a Ganzi. Specifically, it is our friend Rin Sivinksi, who is practically galloping towards you guys, arms open, ready to fucking hug the shit out of you guys. And fucking charging alongside her is a middle-aged halfling wearing the robes of a Serenite, charging, sprinting even alongside her. Rin tackles into Ulrich and Silk, arms wrapping around you guys. And then Vandy practically leaps into Fiore's arms. And there's a lot of squealing between both of them. On one half of you guys, oh my god, I cannot believe it. You guys have been gone for so long. I was so worried. Even though you were sending me daily messages, I was worried that a monster had come along and gobbled you up, and I was so scared. And Vandy then is like, and even though you were sending Rin daily messages, I was so worried some kind of fiend had come along and eaten you all or something.
I'm okay.
And both of them are just shaking the hell out of you guys.
God.
Fiore is dazed like he's hugging his mom.
Rin kind of pulls back, and she's got one hand on Ulrich's shoulder, one hand on Silk's shoulder, and she's like, are you guys okay? Oh, you look so pale. Oh, it's been so long since you've seen the sun.
It's been quite a while. I'm so glad you missed us.
I'm so scared every day. Don't ever put that kind of pressure on me again. My feeble heart can't handle it.
You didn't do it on purpose.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We're all fine.
Are you sure? Your hair is longer. Oh. It's been 4 days.
I promise nothing is longer. It's been 4 days.
That
No,
doesn't
I
go
can
that
tell.
fast.
I can
Oh.
tell. Oh.
Well, hair is always growing.
Vandy exhales a little bit and says, people around town have been very worried about you all, and I think all 3 of you have earned a few days away from the dungeon.
Huh. You didn't have to tell us that, believe me. I'm taking a fucking break.
Yeah, maybe.
No,
Yeah,
maybe's about
yeah.
it.
Okay. But we have a lot of information and news, and we found a lot more than we did just before we hit the Darklands.
Both of their jaws drop. The what? The what?
That dungeon goes down to the Darklands.
Surprise?
What?
Now it's our turn to ask Rin, are you okay?
Yes, don't worry about it.
Too late.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry, it's fine.
Best on.
Rin starts wringing her hands a bit, and Vandy gives you guys all a very stern look of "talk to me after this," and nods at Rin. If you don't mind, now that I'm happy that you are all alive, I'm going to retreat into my tent to do some stuff. Is this all right?
Are you sure?
Not a
Yes,
problem.
I'm sure.
Since
Good luck.
Since I won't be
Okay,
in,
man.
since I won't be in the dungeon for a few days, I can help you with that thing you were asking about before.
Yeah. Don't freak out. It's fine. And I think she stalks off like a little hurriedly.
I don't trust that.
Well, maybe she just really doesn't want help.
I just don't believe that.
She said the same thing when we were all busy after she told us about the Hounds.
Okay,
That's the
so she
problem.
told you guys about the Hounds as well.
Yeah, I think it's
Yes.
like, I think it's like her thing that she's nervous about all the time.
That woman is driven to desperation by these Hounds.
I can't make sense of her all of the time.
She's elusive, but I really do think you should have a talk to her. And she says all this while fucking clinging to Fiore's leg, by the way. Like, she has not let go once.
I don't
Now-
blame her. Fiore's not doing anything to stop her, so.
I would definitely recommend that you all go home to your respective families, but then tomorrow you come over to the temple and we'll serve you some dinner.
Ah, that sounds lovely.
Thank you very much.
And I think you guys are able to return into town. Fiore and Vandy, you go this way, back to the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Ulrich, you make your way into the edge of the woodlands towards your family's vineyard, where you are welcomed with open arms. And Silk, you return into Who did you leave in charge of Egonis?
Silk asked Rin, but Rin probably did not want to stay inside to look after him, which is a problem.
It could
and
have been
so
Marina again.
Yeah.
Rumina, I think, definitely probably did come, but just so you know, there was at least one day where it was the trio thieves from the Crooksnook who had been assigned to taking care of him.
Silk gets home and immediately does an inventory on the entire house.
You know what? There's new stuff here. You don't remember this being here. When did this get
What
done?
the fuck?
There's also a little pamphlet about the intersection of Shellonite and Serenite teachings. How did that get there?
That's nuts. I don't have use for this.
Rumina left it as a gift.
Crazy.
Regardless, do you guys all get a good night's sleep together? Because holy shit, in your own beds, you know when you like lie down in your own bed after not being like at home for a while, and you can just feel your back kind of settling into the right spot, and you're like, oh yes, thank fucking god.
Yeah. Silk does all of his duties for Egonis and makes sure that he's comfortable, and then he goes to his room. He crashes onto the bed. He falls asleep immediately. He doesn't even do a scare team.
Ulrich and Fiore, both of you are fawned over by your respective families. And I will say, on the road back home, the people who are out, when they see you, there's like a lot of cheers for you. A lot of people are excited to see you.
Smile.
Ulrich cannot help but blush a little every time that happens.
So, how long do you guys want to spend out of the dungeon? Because you know that group of Ayendalar are not going to be there for super long, but also, guys, you have earned a break.
At least a fucking day. Like a whole
Surely,
day.
at least a day, but I think you could even go for like 2 or 3.
How long did they say that they were going to be there?
They're going to be there for another week.
Okay, then I think that they could go like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah,
Let's say
3
3
seems
days.
pretty good. Okay.
At the request of his mom, it's like, you're not doing that.
Vandy is very much like, stay here. I think she probably sleeps in your bed tonight, Fiore.
I don't blame her.
She loves her little baby boy. Ulrich, that doesn't happen with you, but they do make you like a full course meal of literally all your favorites, just the way you like it, because they're like, they're fucking son boy.
Ulrich is like, oh my word, okay.
They keep making you dessert. Like, your mom at one point is like, do you want another? And you're like, oh fuck no.
Mother, please, I'm gonna pop.
You guys spend a few days here in Otari. Just to bring up a few things you know in town that you that have happened or people are wanting to deal with. There's the ruins of the Thirsty Alpaca, which are haunted as fuck, and the ghost in it hates you, Silk. That might need to be dealt with eventually. San, Evanwer's sister, has not been around the Drunken Dragon as much recently. You have been invited to go to the Giant's Wheel, Otari's water wheel, to meet with Esri Longturner. She's the Dromar lumber butch who lives in the Giant's Wheel's attached house. And she has something she wants help with. And those are just some of the things you can do here in Otari. So, my question is, what's up? What do you guys do?
I mean, Fiore's wanted to deal with the haunted stuff. He could deal with that because it's something he promised those kids.
You're like, listen, it's fine. I'll just take care of it myself. This is very much so the kind of thing you would have dealt with yourself a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Fiore, do you want to make your way into the ruins of the Thirsty Alpaca to see if you can deal with whatever is haunting the place?
Yup.
Morning comes, Fiore, and you make your way through the streets. There's more people around now who are seeing you and smiling and waving because they're very relieved that now you're here. Thank Christ. And you make your way.
Very apologetic.
I think like someone hands you like some food, someone pats your back. It's great.
He's having a good day.
And you make your way towards the ruins of the Thirsty Alpaca. This place, unlike the rest of Otari, feels weird. Feels spooky.
Mm-hmm.
The ruins here, obviously, they were once this is where a tavern once stood.
Yeah.
But now it is devoid of life, empty, dark. The burnt skeleton of a building now lies in wait. And according to the kids in town, there have been some very frightening noises coming from inside. And according to Silk, it's a bitch-ass ruin that is rude as shit. So, Fiore, as you stand here on the edge of the ruins of the Thirsty Alpaca, looking into the stone, you feel a little bit stronger than you used to. Largely because you are level 10 now, huh?
That is crazy.
It's bizarre. Halfway to 20. Obviously, this campaign doesn't go to that, but like this is the big one as far as level ups go. You get like it's kind of like a milestone, right? To hit level 10, the double digits.
I mean, I think that it just is a milestone. Because it's like it is the halfway point to 20, and it is like kind of like you get.
I mean,
like,
the feats you get level 10 are
stuff.
pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So why don't we delve into some of that stuff? Okay, so first off, ability boosts. What did you get?
Constitution. Alas, I'm just.
Makes sense, right? You were literally sleeping in the dungeon. You had to kind of be at your best, right?
Oh yeah.
So, okay, beyond that then, you would have gotten a class feat, a skill feat, and a archetype feat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what did you get?
Well, for my class feat, I took Radiant Armament. I have new... I don't have actual runes. I have new, property runes that I can choose for my sword.
So beforehand, it would have been, Ghost Touch and, I think, Vitalizing, right? But now, what are your options?
I add Astral, Brilliant, and Holy.
Each of these is fucking incredible. Astral is basically a better Ghost Touch, because it does Ghost Touch, but it also does extra spirit damage, which in your case will be holy damage. And if you attack a creature that's possessed, you don't damage the possessed creature, only the creature attacking. And on a critical success, you can expel them from the creature when you hit them.
So awesome to me.
And
That's
then there's
so awesome.
Then there's Brilliant, which does extra fire damage and spirit damage if it's against fiends, and vitality damage if it's against undead. When you crit, you blind them, and then you can use the activate Shine Bright, which allows you to stab your sword into the air and shine light to counteract darkness. So if someone casts a darkness spell, you can be like, fuck off.
I like it.
And then Holy, right? Holy, it does extra spirit damage, extra if it's against an unholy target. And you can basically heal yourself when you strike unholy creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Which of these runes do you think is your go-to right now? Because you can change it by literally taking 10 minutes to pray, but which one is it you think you have on by default?
I think Astral, because the current big bad is a ghost.
That's very fair, actually, huh?
You can't catch me lacking.
Sure. You now have Astral on all of your strikes with the Rosa Aurea. Beyond that, what did you get as your archetype feat?
I got Divine Evolution.
What's that do?
I get an additional spell slot of my highest level, which I can only use to cast Heal. I could have chosen Harm, but I'm not choosing Harm.
Heal makes more sense.
It makes a lot more sense for Fiore.
So you can cast a extra 3rd rank heal. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And lastly, what did you get for your skill feat?
Ward the Sanctified.
I wrote this. What does Ward the Sanctified do?
I can spend a minute arranging and imbuing trinkets on a creature to protect them from the ire of creatures with the opposing trait and making a secret religion check. Yeah.
So basically, you can give Silk or Ulrich a rosary and be like, stay safe out there. God loves you. And when a bad guy attacks you, one of these people, it can basically... Your religion can maybe give them a penalty to attacking.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very cool. And in the mornings, I will ask, who are you protecting today? Who are you giving a little trinket to?
It's like Mafia.
It low-key
Such a
is.
niche joke. Who are you giving a trinket to?
Oh, I'm sorry.
day?
It's like Among Us.
Okay, man.
Did you want me to update it for the fucking audience? All right.
Epicmafia.com. Danganronpa Dinnermoth.
Okay.
No.
And is that you, Fiore?
Yeah, also, it's Silk today.
Okay, so you knocked on Silk's door before coming to the thirsty alpaca. He answered, and you pressed a fucking little handmade sun symbol into his hand and said, "Keep it safe. It'll protect you." Before dashing out into the.
I don't know why you said it like that at all.
Because I'm being evil. What did you make, Silk?
I think that it's kind of like I think that it's stuff that you can put on a necklace. Because I wear a chain everywhere. It's like you know what? You know the little, it's charm makes it sound like it's just a charm, but you know like the charms that come on necklaces, like religious necklaces with like the Virgin, they wear them in bed, like that sort of thing. It's like that, except it's an image of the sun.
Oh, that's cute.
He has a couple, but he made a couple because he knew Silk would prefer to have different things on occasion.
Yeah, he picks the prettiest one, and he fastens it to his to one of the buttons on his like little short cloak.
That's cute. That's cute.
Really good. Okay. And that's you, Fiore, huh?
Mm-hmm.
If anyone else wants to be here for what it's worth, Silk or Ulrich, if either of you want to have come to this with Fiore, you can. Otherwise, Fiore can tackle it solo, or if only one of you wants to, that's fine. Basically, you tell me if you want to be in this alone or not.
Silk is watching from his window.
That's crazy. Fiore is happy to have company for this. I think he's like walking and he sees Silk and he tilts his head and he waves and he makes a motion like, "Do you want to come?"
He opens the window, and he's like got his hair tied up, and he's like,
Hello, Fiore. I'm good up here.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes. You've got it handled, right?
I mean, I do.
"You're a sturdy young man."
Thank you. He's shouting across I think it's like across the river.
Yeah.
I got this. Please be on the lookout. If something bad does happen, please help me.
Okay.
He pulls out a book.
Ulrich, do you want to be here, or what do you want?
Fiore is always happy to have help. He just, like, if you don't want to be there, you don't need to.
Ulrich can help out.
Okay, Ulrich. As you stand next to Fiore, ready to hop into the thirsty alpaca, can you tell me a little bit about what it's like to be level 10?
Pretty nice. Pretty good. Ulrich got physically a little bit stronger.
Oh god, what did you get?
Ability, score, and strength.
Oh shit, you're gonna bap people even harder with your loot now.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, what else you got?
I had Ulrich retrained just a little bit.
Okay, makes sense.
So he now has profitable business venture as his skill feat.
And I think we'll get back to that, right?
We will get back to that one.
I think
that one's gonna be.
we might be able to talk about that.
We're gonna pocket that one for later, so keep that one in mind. And then for his archetype, he got harvest reagents.
Interesting. And what's that do?
You have learned to make the best from plants and fungi that have been cut down. You can spend 10 minutes to gather reagents from a dead creature with the plant or fungi traits. So if we encounter any fungus or plant-like creatures down in the Darklands area of the vaults, Ulrich can just make more potions.
That's so funny. You find a giant mushroom monster and you're like, 1 second, I'm going to make him into a potion.
Pretty much. But that does
really
mean
good.
That does mean that if Ulrich does just get a little bit of time, then he can just make an infinite amount if he wants to.
Yeah. Basically, obviously, as many as you find plant monsters, which, you know, going deeper and deeper into the Darklands, weirdly becomes more and more common.
Yeah.
But yeah, you no longer are limited to explicitly 6 per day. you now have the ability to go a little bit higher,
Yeah.
which is very nice. And what did you get for your class feat?
My class feat. Oh, this one's fun. My class feat was Courageous Assaults.
Fuck me running.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly.
Tell
With
the
a mighty
fucking class.
shout. With a mighty shout, you can stir an ally to attack. If your next action is to cast Courageous Anthem, one ally of your choice who gains a stat bonus from the spell can immediately use their reaction to make a melee strike. Hey, Fiore. You're gonna have a lot of fun with this.
Guys, I think I'm starting to like this. I think I'm starting to like our work.
You get an action that you're able to be like, okay, Fiore, kill.
That, or if Silk wants to pistol whip somebody.
Silk just fucking smacks people around. I really like that. I'm really excited. That's gonna be great. And is that you? You also have spells, but I dare not ask, right?
Checks my spells. Oh, yeah, that's gonna wait.
I'm so fucking scared.
Smile.
I'm genuinely startled.
Smile.
Also, Lou, just so you know, you can. I didn't look at your highest level stuff, but just know that you can select a fort rank spell to be a signature spell.
Have I not yet? Oh my god, I haven't yet.
So any of those can be signature,
Mm.
which is my chef kiss.
Yes.
Infinite cleanse afflictions.
At this point, I feel like it's necessary.
Honestly, with the amount of shit you keep getting put through. Anyway.
Yeah.
At this point, 4th rank ain't enough. I need to go to 5th rank for this shit.
Is that you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so Ulrich shows up and he's like, Silk is in the house.
Honestly, considering the breakdown that Silk had in the dungeon, I do not blame him. We can give him a break.
Oh yeah, no, he's just also watching?
Oh, is he?
Ulrich hears a wolf whistle.
That's crazy.
Ulrich turns back with a smile and says, I love.
His like reading glasses are pulled down and he does like the little like finger wave.
Well,
Let's deal with these ruins.
yeah, let's see what's going on.
Especially if these kids keep going. I don't want it to be anything. Even if it's not haunted, it's something else. It's not safe for them, and I want them to have a safe place to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and even we should really try to clean this up at some point, just to make it a bit more safe. I can't imagine ruins, even in a town. Abandoned building, decrepit,
Yeah.
dilapidated. Not great for kids.
Yeah. I could definitely get that started. I could talk to the once we deal with this, I could talk to the temple about getting a little team of cleanup crew just to be able to help.
I can also speak to the mayor, get some hands on it.
That's a great idea.
Here we go.
The fuck? Okay.
I guess that's the cue to go inside.
Yeah.
Would you like to try and navigate your way into the basement of the Thirsty Alpaca?
Sure.
You push some rubble aside and you find a stairway leading down. And as you do, you hear another voice being like, "You think you will come down here? Well, whatever you do, don't go down those stairs. It definitely won't help you defeat the menace that haunts Otari."
Wow.
Oh.
That's
Ulrich just looks at Fiore, deadpan.
oh yeah, this is the kind of adventure that exists in Otari. Well, we're coming down anyways.
Oh no. My untrapped ruin.
Oh, there are no traps, you said?
It's completely safe, and it'll help you defeat the menace that faces Otari.
Ulrich is looking around anyway.
There's no fucking traps.
Wow. Yeah, he's not kidding.
Let's go down.
Yeah.
You guys make your way down. I don't know if you've ever been in a ruined basement, but it's a ruined fucking basement. Like, the ceiling has partially collapsed. There's rubble everywhere. It's quite dark. And when you come down here, you hear, and then the sound of some scampering.
Come out?
Why didn't the traps work?
I'm a really strong adventurer.
I know you. You work for Menhims.
Work for?
You're part of his little brigade.
Brigade?
Brigade?
Well, whatever you do, you won't be able to take Otari. It is ours.
Have we heard
Would you
that
like-
before?
Would you like to show yourself?
No, because you'll kill me.
I
And
don't kill
shan't.
anybody. I don't kill
Bull-
anybody that isn't
Come the
hurting
fuck-
people.
Come on, dude. You're with Menhims.
I'm not. Wait, okay, I'm really confused. Just tell me who you are. I'm not gonna hurt you. I literally cannot lie. I am a champion of Sarenrae. It is literally against my. It's like against my religion.
You're not with Menhims?
Like the mayor?
I don't know what you call him.
I'm really confused. Please explain who you are, and I can help you, maybe? Or at least figure out what's going on.
Yeah, we're here on account of a few kids who said that this place was haunted.
Those children are wrong. This
Well,
is my lair.
Fantastic.
But
your
you're not
Who are you?
with... You're not with Menhims, then?
I mean, he's not here. I know
Then...
him.
Are you on my side, then?
I'm not on anyone's side right now. I have no idea
But
who you
could
are.
you be convinced to help me and not kill me?
Well, I have no plans to kill you right now.
Do you promise?
I promise.
Okay. If I reveal myself and you slay me, just know that is a dick move.
Yeah, I don't do dick moves like that, so.
And a figure comes out of the dark. And as it does, you hear a click, 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 click. And what stands in front of you, I regret to let you all know, is a skeleton!
Oh.
This particular skeleton appears to be some sort of small reptile on two legs. It has a candle melted onto its forehead,
Oh.
and it kind of approaches you guys and says,
It is I, Clankle.
Clankle?
That is my name.
It's nice to meet you, Clankle.
Hi,
I'm Fiore.
Ulrich.
Are you a champion of Sarenrae?
Yeah.
Oh, thank gods. There's so many skeletons down here. I'm really afraid.
Oh my god.
I know. It is rather unbelievable.
Fiore looks at Ulrich like, oh my god. Oh my god. That's what's going on in his head. Because, oh my god, there's a skeleton that doesn't realize there's a skeleton down here.
Ulrich is facing the similar conundrum of how he was trying to tell Silk that drow don't exist. How do we tell this guy that this is a skeleton?
I am very frightened. You see, after my apologies, you're not with Menhims, but after Menhims tried to take Otari back from the kobolds, I was forced deep underground, and I uncovered some sort of immense dungeon.
Oh.
And it's full of skeletons and undead. And more than a few ghouls who claim to be librarians, but I don't believe that for a moment.
Ah, fuck.
You were in the vaults?
I don't know, but I'm not there anymore. I was able to dig my way out.
You dug your way from the vaults to here.
And back.
That's impressive.
I've returned now to conquer Otari.
Okay, well...
Oh, goodness.
See, the way it was is like, we had Otari and everything was fine. And then the cruel and hated Menhims conquered us. And most of us were like, let's go. Let's dig away from Otari. And we found a dungeon. And there were some devils. And I didn't quite like that. So I dug a little more. And then there were undead. And I liked that even less. So I ran away. And now I'm back. And I'm going to destroy Otari. And I'm going to take it back from the hated Menhims.
Oh, well.
Wow, this is loaded. Okay. Did anything...
He looks up at you with big hollow eyes.
He looks... He scratches the back of his neck. So you were with the, what was your clan's name?
The Stone Scale Kobolds.
Okay. Because Fiore can't lie. He literally can't lie. But he also doesn't want to, like, lie to this guy. But he's also like, how do you... You know, okay, so there are skeletons down here?
Yes. And ghouls.
And... Oh, perfect.
Just in the basement?
Oh, no, I dug away from them.
Oh, in the dungeon.
Yes.
We're handling the dungeon already.
We took care of the ghouls, at least.
Yeah,
Right,
the
we took
ghouls
care of
have
all
I've been digging for some time. It was very easy to dig into the dungeon because all my friends were with me. But digging out of the dungeon was a little trickier, but I got there in the end, in one piece.
Uh-huh.
Did anything happen to you down there?
Well, there was just one point where I had a very nasty fall.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I really thought it would hurt more, but it happened and then I was like, youch. And then I kept going and everything was fine.
And then you kept going. Well, you're persistent and steadier than you look.
Now, I must ask, do you have any idea how I can retake Otari so that my kin don't have to live with the devils?
We're, actually, we met with your kin. We helped them out of the dungeon.
Oh shit, no way. Then
Yeah,
I guess I'll just go back to them.
What was your name again?
Clankle. Clankle Stone Scale.
Clankle. Can we sit and talk for a minute?
Well, I'd rather go conquer Otari.
I mean, it can wait, I think.
Conquering Otari?
Yeah, I mean, it can wait at least one talk, right? It's just a talk.
Fine.
He sits right there on the spot.
Fiore looks at Ulrich like, oh my fucking god, I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to tell him. Save me!
Ulrich just pipes up and goes, so that fall, what do you remember of it?
Fiore's going to sit with him.
Well, you see, I saw there was a gap in my journey. I had to jump over the gap. And I said, I don't think I'll make that gap. And I jumped and I fell. And I was like, ah! And then I was like, ow. And then I got up and I was like, well, it wasn't that bad, I guess. And I kept going.
And then you got up. Okay. Did anything happen to you before the fall? Like just before the fall?
Well, there was this weird room I had found myself in the dungeon, with a strange light going through it, and it made me feel all weird, but it was fine, and I got away from it. This big beam of light going from the floor to the ceiling.
Oh my! Now it's Ulrich's turn. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! You are touched by the god light. Oh my god! Okay.
So, Clinkle, I cannot lie. I think, he's like, I need you to hold my hand when I'm telling you this.
He holds your hand.
Reaches out. I think you are. I think you're a skeleton.
Oh man.
I think you may have died when you fell.
Oh.
But when the light, oh my god! But the light did something to you where you didn't fully die. It didn't hurt. That fall didn't hurt for a reason, because you sprung back because of the godlight.
So I'm all right.
Yes, you are undead.
So I'm not all right.
Well, you're all right in that you're here.
So I'm all right.
You're here and you're still yourself. You're not like an undead thrall.
That's good. So everything's the same and everything's all right.
Look down at Fiore's hand. Everything, your personality and your mind is the same. Your body is unfortunately not the same.
Yeah.
He tilts his head a bit and he goes,
Am I still going to be able to reunite with the Stone Scale clan?
I think you might be able to reunite with them, but they are not the Stone Scale clan anymore.
What are they now?
Hell Scale?
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, I know.
They made some choices in your absence.
I told them not to do that. I told them I'd be right back. I was only gone for like a few weeks.
What year was it?
Year 11 of the glorious reign of the Stone Scale kobolds.
It's been like at least 200 years since then.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
This is bullshit.
It has been a long time. I mean, I don't think that they'd refuse to have you or anything, but...
I guess I'll go sort this out. I will make them return to being the Stone Scale kobolds, and will reinstate myself as ruler.
You were the ruler?
Well, I should have been.
Okay, well, just so you know, they are trying to take over Otari via...
Oh, fuck yes.
Via the route of democracy.
What is this democracy?
Voting. Voting for who will be in charge of Otari.
This sounds wonderful. Bring them here into my lair. For some reason, I do not feel like leaving.
It's probably tied to this place.
Is it,
well,
I mean, I don't think that it could hurt.
True.
We could...
And we can still ask for... Well, I don't know if I can ask you-know-who about this, because, but you could ask the church.
I could do that.
Well, maybe I could still go to them and just bring people with me instead of him making an appearance here.
Yeah, we could, yeah. Clankle.
Yes.
We'll be back with your people and perhaps help.
Okay. That sounds good to
So-
me.
We'll see you in a bit.
Crankle kind of clatters a bit and says, "Bring them all to me, and a new reign of Cobalt will come over Otari. Just so long as it's done from the darkness."
And he kind of shudders back into the shadows a bit.
They leave. They leave, and Fiore puts his head in his hands, and he goes, "Ulrich."
Well, this is gonna be something.
He's a skeleton.
He is a skeleton from several centuries ago.
He's a skeleton from several centuries ago, and he wants to take over Otari, and I can't let him do that, but I also really don't. He seems like he's fine.
Well, here's the thing. It depends on how good the Kobolds campaign is for the next election. And hopefully, after said election, they won't try to overrun via violence, because that's when we have to step in.
I mean, I think if we just keep talking to them, we can essentially convince them not to do that. At least, that's what I think.
That's fair, yeah.
They seemed, no offense to them, fairly easy to convince. And I don't particularly want to hurt them, since, I mean, they were trying to... I guess it's complex. They were sort of run out of town, and I don't think that an entire people need to be paying that forever. I also don't want them to take over Otari, but I highly doubt that everyone is going to vote for them.
Yeah, they'd have to get really good at democracy, and that might take centuries in that itself.
And if they succeeded, I guess that would. I think they'd have to do a lot to succeed.
Yeah.
Either way, great. Now they have to deal with this. We should talk to the mayor, and I can talk to the church. But to be completely 100% honest, the church's view on the undead is likely because of Sarenrae herself.
Right.
Like, we don't generally believe in leaving the undead to just... because they should rest, and, I mean, she is dead. I have kind of conflicting opinions on that myself. I don't really focus as much on undead, especially undead that have their minds intact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's confusing and uncomfortable, and I don't like thinking about it.
Fair enough. Well, the thing is, he doesn't seem all that evil. Just slighted and bummed out.
He honestly didn't even seem that bothered that he was undead.
If you want, because I know and understand that you cannot lie, we could bring this up together, and then I can say that it's for the kobolds that are alive to just have a place in town. And then I just can neglect to say that there is a skeleton in here too.
That's a lie of omission.
We really have to find a workaround for this, because I could definitely take the brunt of all this.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I understand that it's an edict that you must follow. I just don't want you to get in trouble or divine trouble.
I mean, it's mostly sunburns, but it's not pleasant. And I don't like to do things that Sarenrae doesn't like, regardless, like, even if there wasn't, like, the chance of some sort of divine punishment, I wouldn't exactly know what to do here. I think we should talk to the mayor.
Yes, we should. Have I actually confronted him about the whole kobold thing? Well, it would have been his ancestor anyway, but still.
Yeah, for what it's worth, Mayor Menhemes is very aware of the kobold situation. He's a little bit, not annoyed by it, but definitely he is having to deal with it.
I see.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry, sir.
But I think you guys probably go down to the mayor to go talk to him. And I think it's just going to be a lot of him rubbing his face in his hands going, oh my god.
Dice Will Roll will return after these messages.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
We now return to Dice Will Roll.
Silk,
Mm-hmm.
how about you? What are you going to do today?
Well, Silk does call down to them when he sees them kind of walking away, and he's like, "Wait, how did it go?"
He goes, I think you're gonna want to come with us so we can tell you the story while we go to walk to the mayor.
Oh, so you didn't get it done?
It's not finished, but it's not a ghost.
Yeah.
It's not a ghost.
No. It's something else, but it's not a ghost.
Actually, that's good news. I have a backup plan if you'd like to hear it. I'm waiting to hear back from my lawyer on it, actually.
Your lawyer?
Maybe I'll save that for later.
Your what?
My lawyer?
What's the plan?
Sweetheart, what are you doing?
Well, I wasn't sure if already destroyed buildings, I don't know if it would count as arson. If you'd, torch the problem.
Don't do that.
But if it's not a ghost, that would work better, wouldn't it?
He's a guy.
It has to do with the kobolds. We're not touching the place, please.
Oh. Excuse me, I have to go write Mr. Awthorne real quick. And he goes, you see him disappear from the looking window.
Oh, Hawkmore, save me.
Rich people.
So,
pretty good.
Silk, after you finish writing this letter, do you do anything in particular today?
I really do think that the days that he spends in Otari are spent doting on Igonis and bothering Morlablunt.
Okay.
He wants to unwind.
As you are milling about your house, can I ask what it feels like to be one level higher than 9 and one level lower than 11?
Oh, you never ask a man how that feels.
I'm sorry.
Hold your tongue. It feels pretty good. Silk got some stuff. Silk got some good stuff, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Start with the most boring. I boosted his wisdom.
Makes sense, right?
Makes sense. Yeah. I'm not putting that shit into anything else. I'm certainly not putting into strength. I got monster zoology.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. When I attempt to recall knowledge to identify a creature, I can ask an additional question if I'm at least expert in the skill I used for the check. So I get to know more. Smile.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
I got know-it-all for Eldritch Researcher. It's the same thing, but for like everything.
What know-it-all does is basically every time... This does not mention mechanics in it once, basically. It's completely GM fiat. Your knowledge of abstruse topics is unparalleled. When you use recall knowledge and learn something, you learn more stuff. And it does not define what that means at all. It just says,
Love it.
You know what? If you critically succeed, you learn even more stuff. And it's like, I don't know what that means. In some games, that means it's going to be completely useless because the GM does not really hand out much info. I love letting you know shit, so I will give you... Every time you roll recall knowledge, I'm just going to I'm just info dumping.
Hell yes.
Silk will be like, I want to know if I know anything about this particular type of monster. And I'll be like, you actually recall a poem from 400 years ago about this thing. And I'm going to go into the imagery it represents.
That's really fun.
And what did you get class feat wise?
For my class feat, I got quickened casting.
What does that shit do, brother?
God, I fucking wonder.
we saw that happen to Silk a few days ago, huh? Someone quicken cast his ass.
If I cast a spell, and my next action is to cast a wizard cantrip or wizard spell that is at least 2 ranks lower than my highest rank, I can reduce the number of actions to 1.
Okay. So basically, you can potentially cast 2 spells into 1 turn.
Yep.
Really fucking funny.
And it doesn't have to be a
great.
single action cantrip that sucks ass.
It can be, I cast 2 fucking fireballs.
Quite literally could be I cast 2 fucking fireballs.
I'm really looking forward to that. That's gonna be good. Okay. Is that you? You also have spells, but dare I ask?
Well, I replaced something from last time, if you want to talk about
that.
Yeah. I forgot what
Sure.
it was that I replaced. I know what I replaced it with.
What did you replace it with?
I got Consult Tome.
Oh, this is another... Oh, yes! You retrained a few feats.
I did. I cannot for the life of me remember which ones they were.
They weren't feats you were using very much. One of them was about info dumping after an encounter, but you didn't do that much because, it's tricky. Consult Tome is essentially a feat that lets you enter a stance where you're holding up a spell book and flicking through the spells, and you basically get a handful of extra spells you can kind of cast, almost like you've pulled out a deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards and being like, okay, and here are my extra ones I can cast while in this stance on one person.
Yeah.
Which is very, very handy.
Pretty good.
And I'm seeing you have in your spell list a Consult Tome list now of just in case I really fucking need them spells.
Yeah, I've put Banishment in there because that's not something you often need.
But when you need it...
It's good to have.
And then Magic Mailbox being in here too is really fun. Very clever.
Because I also don't always need that.
Basically, this is for... I'm in a pickle and I need my situational spell list.
Yep.
That's fun. That's really cool. Whoever wrote that feat is really handsome and smart.
Yeah, God,
you can find Wizards Plus on Pathfinder Infinite. Okay. And that's you, Silk, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay, awesome. What if I fucked this up for you?
Man, come on.
What if I made things worse?
Do it. Just go ahead.
Give this man the break.
There is a knock on the front door.
Silk answers the door.
Standing outside, scratching the back of her head, is Oloria Galantine.
Oh.
The local post lady.
Mm-hmm.
And as you come to the door, she kind of offers you a tired smile and says, your mail, sir.
Well, thank you.
She salutes, and she makes her way... Yeah, she makes her way out of there. And you are left with this letter.
So closes the door behind him with the back of his heel.
Okay, you click it closed, and it is addressed to Shaylik Witchhelm.
Ah, fuck, that's my name. Silk. He walks into the the kind of living room of the house, and he grabs a letter opener, a silver one, and he flicks it between the envelopes top, and he rips it open, and he looks at the contents, I guess.
Well, you recognize your mother's handwriting.
He sits down.
Dearest Shelek, I am writing to you in response to the thesis statement that you had sent over, along with the supporting academic studies. I am most interested in what you have written. All this information about a forgotten outer god is most curious, especially since there is so very little about it within our own libraries. I count myself exceptionally impressed, Shelek. Which I think maybe you might take a moment to recognize that this is one of the only compliments your mother has ever given you.
Yeah. He was kind of like slumped in the chair reading this before, but I think that he's kind of sat up a little straighter, and praise from somebody you've never really gotten much, if at all, any praise from feels new. Doesn't feel bad. Feels good, actually.
I am somewhat concerned about the sources that you are pulling from.
Oof.
To me, it would appear that you are studying primarily from primary sources, which, well, considering the danger that would go hand in hand with studying such things directly, I fear it does not necessarily complement your more academic nature. As such, I have made some arrangements. If there's anyone in this family who is able to come and do proper adventuring,
No way.
it is not yourself.
Crazy.
Your sibling is a soldier with verified experience. Vocero Witchelm will investigate the area you have been pulling this information from to ensure that it is safe enough for you to continue. If they are not satisfied with the safety of these vaults you describe, we will be requesting that you do not include them as a source until we have had a proper expedition launched, rather than what you are doing. We only do this to keep you safe, Shelek. For now, we leave you with this. Vocero is scheduled to arrive on the 11th of Erastus, which is approximately 2 weeks after this letter is sent. We trust you will take good care of your sibling. It regards, Lady Hilarial Witchhelm. Fuck.
My fucking god. Okay. Yeah. Why not? Okay, fuck. Silk. There's a lot to feel about that.
Essentially, to summarize, your mother is worried that you are not an appropriate first responder to the vaults, and she's sending your soldier sibling, who is a veteran who fought in the Mendev Crusades, to ensure that the Abomination vaults are not too dangerous, and if they decide that it is too dangerous, you will not be allowed to use the vaults in your studies, which essentially kneecaps your academic paper. And even worse, they'll send an expedition into the dungeon on behalf of the College of Mysteries, which you not going in there is bad. I don't know if you notice, but that would be very bad, actually.
Yeah.
Vocero can't go in there because the moment Vocero goes into the dungeon, Vocero will see that it is excruciatingly dangerous.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Okay. How close to the 11th is it?
Well, it was 2 weeks away when the letter was sent. Then you got stuck in a dungeon for 4 days.
Yeah. So
Today's the 8th.
that's a... Oh, fuck. You know, looking on the bright side, Silk is very excited to see Viscera, their little sibling. Oh my god. He's going to have to really pull some bullshit. Oh, fuck. Okay. Silk is definitely pacing around the room, and I do actually think that he, when he's done reading that and he's not satisfied with pacing, I think that he goes to Agonis and he starts freaking the fuck out and asking what he's going to do.
You tell Agonis, and he goes, "Are you fucking joking me? God damn that woman. God damn it all. Fuck me. I mean,
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
He is a lot more serious than you might usually expect right now.
Yeah.
He's very lucid. You tell him this, and he kind of rubs his face in his hands, and he's like, "There's no need for her to do a safety expedition check. This is ridiculous. She's doing it to undermine you. It's..." I think he's like genuinely just like fussing. He's really annoyed by this.
Yeah. He's like set the letter down in Agonis's lap, and he's just like arms crossed, still pacing.
I don't understand why. I mean, I get it. Primary sources are primary sources, but I don't understand. If it's too dangerous, what does that have to do with the integrity of my research?
It's because it's an old rules that are barely ever enforced to ensure the safety of the academics, is that if it is too dangerous to handle on the academics' behalf, then they must send in a study team to clear out the rest of the dungeon themselves before the academic can return. But, ridiculous. There's no need for you to do that.
I'm quite capable of keeping myself safe because I have 2 people who can do it for me.
That she's using your sibling means that she suspects that you won't be able to do it on your own, and is trying to let you down in a way that you won't argue against because you love Viscera. Oh, it's...
I just...
He like sits down. I like to think that they're in Agonis's room. He just like sits down on the corner of Agonis's bed, like head in hands.
I don't want to lie to Viscera, and I certainly don't want to mislead them. I'm their big brother. I can't just do that. But I can't just have this torn away from me. This is ridiculous. And they should be here in about 3 days. Fuck. What can I do? Build a life-scale model of the dungeon with no monsters in it?
He looks up at you and raises an eyebrow.
What are you looking at?
And what if we did do that?
You crazy old bastard. What are you thinking?
It wouldn't work. For what it's worth, you think that's crazy.
No, he wants to hear it. He's like, what's on your mind? Tell me, devil.
He's like, what if we made an illusion? What would we do in that case?
Viscera's a smart cookie. Also a wizard.
What if it was a very strong illusion?
I don't know. But I do...
I shall get to work on it.
Thank you very much, Agonis. I won't stop searching for a solution. But maybe I can convince them. It's not like they don't listen to me. Except for that one time. And that other time when,
So, with that in mind, Silk, you know that within the next few days, your sibling, who you haven't seen in some time, will be coming to visit Otari and potentially, unwittingly, end your career as a dungeoneer. You're going to have to figure out how you deal with them when they get here.
Yeah.
Now, the next day comes. you guys know that there's still stuff for you to do around town. There's plenty to do, even. Just going down the list. Ulrich, you have a personal matter to attend to.
Yeah.
Then you also know that San, Evanwer's sister, has been apparently not really being herself lately. And Evanwer has asked, maybe you guys could check in on her. She's definitely not going to talk to me about it, which is code for Evanwer being a little bit lazy. But also, I generally do think he knows she's not going to talk to him about whatever's going on. You know that there is Esri Longturner in the Giant's Wheel, that Dromar Lumberbutch still has a quest waiting for you if you go down to Otari's Water Wheel. There is talking to Doriana and also Mayor Menheim's about the fucking, hey, we have a lens that has your ancestor's soul trapped in it. Or going to Fiore's parents about that. That might be something that's worth doing. Rin's been acting weird and has been approaching you guys and then disengaging and not asking for help very frequently. That might be something that needs looking into. You don't know where the fuck the Dungeon Delvers, the party led by the oh-so-friendly Jubilos Nartropple is, but you do have information on his brother-in-law, Dr. Slumberstone, who is in a spot of bother, it would seem, somewhere, if he's good at all.
Don't say that.
So basically, you guys have a ton of stuff you can do. Should I roll a d6 to decide who we do a scene with first? Does anyone want to volunteer and do a scene next? What do?
You can roll. Is there any of those things that somebody in particular wants to do? Because I don't want to steal one if somebody wants one in particular.
I'm not sure if I'll... that's the thing. I don't know if Ulrich will have a lot of time. He's kind of busy at the moment.
That's fair. I was thinking of having Silk go to the Menheims to talk to them about the Fulcrum lens, and also for a favor.
I think Ulrich probably, if Silk goes to Ulrich about that, then he would give him the brooch, just
right,
for the extra.
Because she seems to be following it around, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea. Okay. Well, Silk, if you want to go to that, and Ulrich, like we said, you have your own thing to do. You could also go with Silk. You can do these as group things if you like. It's completely up to you guys.
If you'd like to come, you can, but Silk can handle it on his own.
Yeah, it's completely your call, Lou.
I think Ulrich might go so that way he could have an excuse to see Doriana.
That's a good idea.
But I think he's gonna give Silk the lead on this one.
Okay. Fiore, do you want to come help with that one as well? That might be something you guys all do as a group.
I mean, I can go. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to.
If Fiore doesn't want to, if Fiore is anxious about doing that particular one because it's hyper nihilistic, right?
Silk will also be lying about something.
Oh boy.
I'm scared.
Not to do with the Fulcrum lens, but
okay. Oh, I know what you're gonna fucking do.
Silk is gonna be doing something a little illegal, and he's going to be asking the mayor to help.
Fiore, if you don't want to, if you'd rather busy yourself around town, you do not need to go to the mayor for this.
No, I mean you can go. You probably won't talk as much, but
yeah, I think you might all be there for the important stuff. But then, Silk, you have something else to do, right?
I have secret intentions.
Okay, cool. So, why don't all of you make your way down to the Menheim's Manor? Early on Oats Day morning, Fiore, Silk, and Ulrich, the three of you make your way to the Menheim's Manor. You push past the gates, you knock on the door, and you are welcomed in fairly quickly by everyone present, right? Mayor Menheim's is very busy these days, but he always has time for you. As soon as you make yourselves known on the grounds. Staff are like welcoming you. You kind of come into the foyer, and there's people like taking your coats, taking your cloaks, and you hear the sound of running as barreling down the corridor comes Doriana.
Cute.
She is looking a little different. She's not wearing those white billowy robes that she's kind of like iconically worn a lot. She is wearing pants. And a tailored shirt. And she's got like one stocking up high, one stocking's kind of fallen down low a little bit. She almost looks a little bit like an adventurer.
Ulrich's gonna cry.
And she kind of like comes up to you guys and, you know, does that kind of like giddy child idol animation that they do when they're really excited to see you but don't want to hug you because that would be embarrassing, but they're like, holy shit, yes. You know?
I know exactly the look.
Where they kind of bob, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And she's like, hi guys.
Hi.
Doriana, hello.
Look at you.
Do you like it? Father ordered it in from Absalom.
I do. It looks quite precious on you.
It looks amazing.
You look like an adventurer.
I've been trying to be a little better. I'm still having the dreams. She kind of leans in for that one. I'm still having the dreams, but I'm getting a little better at controlling it. They're nowhere near as scary as they used to be.
That's good.
That's good. That's fantastic.
All three of you really inspired me to do better. Be less scared.
I'm glad I could help at all.
I'm not very good at archery, but I'm trying. And she kind of smiles meekly at you, Ulrich.
Well, I wasn't that good at using a sword for a little while.
Mm-hmm. And you three brought the ghost, right?
What? Ulrich was about to say something and then he like shuts up.
She tilts her head a little bit. I dreamed about it.
Okay,
oh, wow.
Well,
Right, you really do have those dreams.
Well,
You never fail to surprise me.
your dreams are correct. And as far as archery goes, training will commence as soon as we possibly can.
Do you want to talk to Dad first? She kind of kicks the floor meekly.
Yeah, we can talk to your father first. And then you'll show me how you progress, okay?
Okay, that sounds really good. And as she's leaving, I'm sure all of you noticed that she's so much more outgoing.
Yeah.
Turns out not having an evil bitch whispering over your shoulder is it's good for your mental health.
It does wonders, don't it?
What?
So she is doing better. Yeah. You guys are brought into Mayor Mantin's office. And he kind of stands and smiles and goes to shake your hand and says, Fogfen Few, I am so relieved to have you back in town.
It's good to see you again.
Sorry to have worried you.
He puts like a heavy hand on Silk's back and says, being honest, morale was a little bit poor this week without you, Tree.
Huh.
Oh.
People in town, they always gossip. We heard that Miss Savinksi was in contact with you, but not having you all wandering the streets or walking down to the Fogfen was making people nervous. So seeing you around town has definitely alleviated things.
I'm thankful for that, at least.
Is there something I can help you with? Is it to do with the... I kind of gestures at this fucking stack of letters in scribbly, infernal script.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait, what is that?
It's the fucking kobolds sending him letters about how they're going to rule this town.
Intensely funny.
I'm so sorry.
It's not about that, no.
But that is unfortunate for you.
What is it then? He kind of turns to look at you, Silk. How can I help?
Oh, well, you might want to sit down.
He, in that moment, you can see 5 new gray hairs grow. He sits and says, The last time you told me I might need to sit, you let me know that Belcora Haravex's ghost was plaguing the vaults. What on earth could possibly be worse?
Well, it's not worse, but it's quite similar, isn't it? Ricky, your brooch?
Oh, yeah. And he hands it to Silk.
Thank you.
The dove brooch, my Asaphana Menhim's symbol, right?
Yes, and quite the find. Beautiful thing. Now,
And he takes the fulcrum lens out of one of his skirt pockets, and he hands it to Mayor Menhims, and he says,
now, before you hold that up, listen to me. And the most important thing is that you stay calm and you don't drop that. Got it? Can you promise me that?
Please.
Understood. I will do my best.
I mean it, swear your life on it. You will not drop that thing.
I'll catch you
yes,
if it falls.
I really don't think I'm going to. I feel like I'm being set up to drop it now, but I shan't.
No, you're going to freak your mind. Now I want you to hold that up, and I want you to look at me.
and he kind of like holds the brooch up.
Okay. He holds the Crimson Fulcrum lens up. He looks through it and he goes, ah! And he almost drops it, but credit where credit is due, he does not drop it. He pulls it away from his face very quickly and then pulls it back to his face and looks through and stares directly at the phantom of Asaphana Menhims.
Thank you for not dropping it.
Is that
Yes.
her?
That is Asaphana, yes. Now,
how is she here? Why is she here? Oh, gods.
That's what I'd like to tell you. That's the most important thing.
I think that Silk kind of like, he walks around the desk, and I think that he finds a part of it to kind of sit on to break this news to him.
Now, Miss Asaphana, along with the rest of her party, in their final days, you know as well as we do that they're quite anxious.
Yes.
And this is why.
Oh, gods. Okay. You understand that this is deeply horrifying.
I am quite deeply horrified.
Understandable, yes.
It's a wonder in itself, but it is quite upsetting. I do have to say.
Is it just stuck here?
Right now, yes. But, I don't want to say that there's no way to do anything.
If you can find a way to put my ancestor to rest. What is this glass? He looks at it a little bit horrified.
Well, this is called a fulcrum lens. It's... how to say this? It's meant to be used in Belcora's favor, let's say. And we, of course, are trying to get the other two lenses before it's too late.
The others are in here?
Not in that one. Well,
but in
what
other ones?
Is the assumption I've made personally is that the other two may show the others, but it's not the lens that they're bound to. It is these.
And he kind of twiddles the brooch in his fingers.
And so, looking through the lens...
it gives you the sight to see them.
You are right. It was important that I take a seat.
I know you.
And I think he kind of rubs his face a bit and says, and what can I do as mayor to help?
I'm not quite sure what we can do with it yet, but I'd like to keep it far out of the hands of Belcora. Maybe you could safekeep it for us.
That's a good idea.
Okay, I can do that at least. Certainly I can requisition that Longset will have more guards patrolling near the mayor's office so long as we keep it here. I'd rather have fewer monsters come into Otari seeking my home again. He kind of chuckles.
Please do make him of use.
He tilts his head at you. What does that mean?
Nothing, dear. Did I say something?
Oh.
You remember that he's the guy who hired Longsaddle, and you go,
Oh, no, Silk knows
right.
that.
Regardless, I think he takes some time and, talks it over. Eventually, you guys notice Doriana hovering nearby. And, the mayor is like, oh, she's been looking to see you guys as soon as you came out of the dungeon. I told her to wait and give you guys time.
Silk sees Dorian at the door, and Mayor Van Heem says that, and he... I still think that Silk is, kind of sitting on the edge of his desk, and he kind of leans towards the other two, and he's like,
Why don't you two go say hi and play nice? I'll be there in a moment.
Yeah, I can do that.
Of course. I've been meaning to train her anyway.
Mayor Manheim raises an eyebrow at Silk doing this. And then the rest of you dip out into the rest of the place to play with Doriana, and she is very, very appreciative of it. And the mayor turns to you and says, that was an odd way of getting the others to leave. Is there something I can do, Mr. Witchell?
Yes, there is. Now, you enjoy having the three of us here, right?
Why do I feel like I'm about to be bribed or threatened? He kind of leans over his desk, his face falling a little bit. He's entering business mode, and business mode is maybe a little scarier than you've ever seen him.
I'm a little hurt you think I'm that type of man.
I'm a politician. I have to deal with that type of man very frequently.
I don't think you know what type of man I am. But let's continue. You need us here in town. I know you do. I know the town needs us. And it would be a problem if we weren't here.
You insist you're not about to bribe me? This is showing all the hallmarks of a bribe, Silk.
Well, if you'll let me finish.
You keep pausing at very worrying points.
It's called a dramatic pause.
Bribers love to be dramatic as well.
I'm
you can
not
understand my
going
fear.
to bribe you. Jesus Christ.
Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Ah.
I need tone tags.
/ serious.
/ bribe. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Now, Mr. Manheim, I'll be upfront with you. I am in a predicament. One that would mean no longer being able to enter the dungeons anymore.
Are you being bribed? He says now his face has changed, and is now fiercely protective.
It's more like I'm being held to a contract.
A legal contract?
And social.
A social contract I can help with. A legal contract would be problematic for me personally to get involved in, considering my position as elected official.
Well, let's call it academic then.
Oh, yes. I know you live with the professor of Azuvilex on Snitch Street, right?
I do.
What seems to be the issue?
The issue here is that, technically, I am here on study, and my thesis has to do with information that can only be found down in the vaults. And, well, you know academics. So stuffy, quite weak, not ones for fighting. It's generally not allowed for a researcher to head into danger. And because of this, there will be a strapping young figure coming to town, expecting to examine the vaults for their level of danger. And if they were to come to the conclusion that it is not safe for me to be down there, then I will not be able to go down there.
May I ask, and I say this professionally, why such a, shall I say, counterintuitive rule would be put on you as an academic?
Because my mother is an evil woman.
Mr. Witchhelm, you did not say this was a family matter.
Now, listen. It's both family and it is both
I'm
exactly what I
immediately
had
much
said.
more on board to fuck around in this case.
Oh, Mr. Medhemes, you crack me up.
If it were truly an official matter, I would be hesitant to get involved because I don't want to, shall we say, find myself caught in something. If it's a social matter between family, yes, I'm happy to do you a favor, Silk. You saved my daughter from an evil cuckoo hag that was pretending to be her stuffed toy. I think I can do this for you.
Thank you. I was hoping that... And I say this with the pretext that this person will be very careful. They're a very mindful person. But I wanted to see if I could perhaps mislead them to your family crypt?
His eyebrows go up.
No, it's the only other part of town that is even structurally similar to the vaults. And believe me, I've been going over this in my head a million times. And I hate to ask you.
You are an audacious man, Mr. Witchhelm.
I've been told that.
I can only imagine that other people would, under no circumstance, even consider broaching this topic.
Which is why I came to you, such a generous and handsome man.
All right. He raises a hand. Relax. You've already sold. You've already sold to me, Silk. You don't need to do more.
Offering the pillow.
And he kind of grins. I think this is probably the most relaxed you've seen him either.
Aw.
I think Osif Menheim's kind of like leans back in his chair a bit, and he looks at you, and I think he relates to you in some ways. I think he sees a younger him in you for just a moment.
Aw.
Who knows what kind of stuff he's been through in his life, but the fact that he was so immediately like, okay, yeah, mom suck, got it. Who knows? But he nods and says, so long as you do not attempt to destroy anything, you may do so.
Never ever.
I do question that this person is going to believe what you are doing, but that really isn't my concern. If the favor you are asking is if you may bring this person into my family tomb under the pretense of it being the Abomination vaults. I'm certain my ancestors would not be directly pleased about it, but you did save my daughter from a hag. I think I can let this one slide.
I did do that. Plus, they can get over it because if I don't stay, I won't figure out how to fix that problem I showed you.
All right. Then I consider it a deal. He offers you a hand.
He daintily takes it and shakes his hand.
Thank you.
And he kind of grins. And I think that's a good place for you to smile, wave, and go out to talk with Doriana.
Yeah.
Okay. Great work. Fiore, Ulrich, you guys are outside and you're watching Doriana trying to shoot the bow. She's not doing super well. And at some point, almost frustrated, she goes, ugh, and she raises a hand, and the fucking training dummy she's been shooting at just suddenly like kind of implodes slightly.
Fiore opens his mouth.
Ulrich's eyebrows go up.
Doriana?
Yeah, sorry, I know, that's cheating.
Hold my hand, Ulrich. Hold my hand. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, and I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it.
Ulrich holds Fiora's hand.
He goes, Doriana, I'm going to show you something that I can do, and I do use in the dungeons and stuff.
Okay.
And it's not cheating, because if you can use it, then you should. And I think he... Listen to what he says, not what he does. And he casts ignition for her.
You let out a few sparks of fire that, I will say, smell considerably less like sulfur than you are used to.
He's genuinely confused by that. He, like, looks at Ulrich afterwards, and he's like...
Ulrich also does a double take.
He's like...
And I think, before you guys can discuss that, she's like, whoa! Are you psychic too?
I'm not psychic. I just have... I have the symptoms of sorcery. Sometimes, a little bit.
That just sounds like you're a sorcerer.
I'm a champion, actually.
Couldn't you be both?
I could, if I wanted to, yeah.
But it seems that you are, she says, tilting her head as Silk makes his way outside.
Silk!
I would say he's much more champion. Very much more champion. he's looking at the side of Fiore like, I'm trying.
He's like, save me, I'm in hell. A child that doesn't know that it's insecure about this, and I also don't want to dump that on her.
Well, I mean, that aside, Doriana, your bow form is good. You just need more strength in your back. You have to straighten your shoulders before you fire.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not supposed to just use my psychic powers to crush people's heads.
Well,
That's
you can use your
my dad
psychic
said.
powers. You can use your psychic powers for good. I would like to think that they are tools. I use my bow as a tool, as well as my lute and my magic as well. You have many tools in your arsenal. Your psychic powers could be used so long as it doesn't hurt people that don't deserve it. Do you get what I mean?
She nods and says, so it's okay for me to crush heads with my psychic powers?
I would avoid crushing people's heads at your age because you are a child, and it's much
She
more
raises a
fun
hand towards you.
to do.
No.
Okay.
She grins, she giggles and laughs, and I think runs away.
Fiore looks at Ulrich and he goes, unfortunately, she does remind me of when I was a kid.
A little bit of the same too.
It's a miracle we didn't get close sooner.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the Founders Festival, you know?
Well, thank goodness there was.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna have to teach her how to use her
Sorry.
powers. We're gonna have to teach her how to use her powers for good.
Those are hard.
I know.
And I think that's a good place for that particular scene to end, right? Silk, you come out after having basically acquired permission to do something a little sneaky.
Just a little bit.
But maybe it'll work out. Ulrich, it's either later in the day or the day after. Ulrich, you stand in front of a empty little house, just down the road from the Tercy Alpaca, near the Crook's Nook, and not too far from Silk's home.
Intentional.
The little river here babbles as you stand by it. To your left is Hikori, the Tengu Plague Doctor, and on the other side of you is a beautiful woman by the name of Kana Revra, your mom.
Yeah.
And Kana stands beside you, looking at this building, nodding and saying, yeah, I do think that this is going to be a good place for you to put it. It's right by several fairly well-traveled streets. There's the Crooks Nooks Bridge, but then there's another bridge upriver. People are going to be crossing by here.
To and from the markets as well, so I have to think about that.
Just around the corner from the Otari market, Kilino might be able to send some people your way. I do think this is... If I were you, I would close on this.
You really think I should do it?
I think you're ready for it, Ulrich. And next to you...
Seriously. Did you just go for it? Did you just gun it? I know that you're the brains behind it.
It was mostly me gunning it, yes.
Okay. Then I trust
Your dad had the exact same questions, actually, of, do you think this is the right move? Oh gosh, what if it isn't? And look at us, we have a business years later, so we did something right.
Well, I am your son.
And then next to you, on the other side, is Hikori, and he says, yes, buy the building!
Thank you, Hikori. I'm so glad that I have you here.
Hikori steps forward, nodding, and says, this old place is going to waste with no one using it. It was where I was working before I got my much bigger building down to the south, but I've retained this place for years trying to sell it. But you know, Otari, not much going on. I am so happy to sell it to you, Mr. Revra, so that you can start your own business.
Thank you. It's good to have connections around town.
Kana kind of leans to you and says, does he always talk like that? Like just doing exposition? We know why we're here. We've been talking about this for weeks.
Ulrich has been looking at the building like this entire time that he's been talking. And he turns just a little bit to the side, looks straight in his mom's eyes, looks back at the building, and just nods very quickly.
Okay. Well, he's a successful businessman too, so...
It's part of his charm, don't worry.
And Hikori turns. Your mom hands him a bag of gold, both stuff that you have helped contribute to, but also I think she and your father have been putting gold aside for the day where you wanted to start your own business. Because yes, you are starting your own business. You have purchased a little shop.
Yay! This tends to happen with a lot of my characters, both
Yeah, but usually not mid-campaign.
Usually not, yeah.
So, because earlier we were talking... First off, we'd made a load of goofs about you getting a business license.
Yeah.
And now we are paying the consequences. But more importantly, you have a skill feat, huh?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about it.
I got profitable business venture. You know how to make more money than most when running a business. You can always find at least one task equal or greater than these settlements level as long as you have been in the settlement for at least one day. Ulrich's been living here for fucking years now. If you use mercantile lore to earn income, you treat the task level as 1 higher for the purposes of currency earned, 2 higher if you're a master, and 4 if you're a legendary. That won't happen, but yeah. In addition,
you are master, though. You are master in mercantile lore.
That is true. In addition, when you successfully earn income with mercantile lore, you get the effects of a successful make an impression on any creatures you bartered with during the activity, if it was your first time interacting with them, with the same degree of success as your check. So
very nice.
Hey, whenever we see Wanda, hopefully we won't run out of money or have to go, maybe we have to come back later and try to find her.
So obviously right now, this business, it has not yet been fully decorated. You don't have a sign or anything. It is just an empty building, and it's been sitting here for some time. But Ulrich, as you unlock the front door and walk in, tell me a little bit about what you imagine your business will look like. And tell me, just describe to me. Give me its name. Give me what it's like, what it's selling. Talk about like the stuff we see through Ulrich's eyes as he imagines what he's gonna make of this place.
So, I guess since this is like a smaller building, there's probably like one display window right next to the door, and that is where a bunch of possibly herbs that can hang in the sunlight, herbs that definitely are still planted and need the sun, are probably going to be displayed there. Then in the center, there is a table with a bunch of jars that have like loose herbs, and hanging above it are going to be ones that are dried or drying. By the door, he imagines that there is going to be sort of like a suggestion box or maybe like an order box that he can have all of his custom orders, because he's not really going to be giving that up. That was part of the reason why he was able to afford a good amount of this place in the first place, is because he set aside the money from that to do this. Shelves are going to be lined with any salves that he makes extra, or maybe anything that he finds in the dungeon as well.
Wow.
Or even some things that he was able to find in the dungeon and then sell here. I think he's also partnering with Hikori on medicinal stuff specifically. I don't think Orc is going to sell poisons unless it's like a custom order. He's going to let Hikori handle the poison market, I think. And they're doing like a joint thing where they both sell each other's stuff. So if someone is in Hikori's and they're here for potions and maybe some of Ulrich's stuff, he can purchase that. Or if someone's in Ulrich's and they catch wind that they would probably need to make an extra trip to Hikori's. No, they don't. They get Hikori's medicine here. Things like that. And
I like that a lot.
There are, like you said, there are 3 rooms. So one back room close by where the register would be is probably his supply storage. Spacious enough for him to get the things that they might need for custom orders. And the 3rd room is probably going to be like a resting room for Ulrich/office. I like to think that the outside of the building is like a mix of brown and green, sort of like Ulrich's general color palette. But the inside, he's imagining something a bit more purple.
Oh.
To match his umbral wings, because that's pretty much his new cloak. That, of course, he is making sure that Silk repurposes, because I have been listening to old episodes. I don't know if Silk has redone the cloak just yet, but Ulrich
has been wanting to.
Ulrich
you
has
probably
not
had
forgotten.
time to.
Then yeah,
You probably had time to over the few weeks where you're getting the dungeon opened up.
So I think he's probably going to ask Silk as well for decorations and how to make the space look nice.
That's really good. And what's the shop going to be called?
The shop is going to be named Crowsbrook.
That's really good. I really like that. It's because Hikori helped and there's a brook. Smile.
And Ulrich's wings do remind him of a crow, raven, any sort of corvid.
Yeah.
So that was sort of the name that popped in.
That's really cute. I really love that so much. Okay. Awesome. Cool. And kind of like pats your back a little bit and says, "We'll help sell your stocks while you're getting set up and everything. But now that we have the place officially bought, while you're out dungeoneering, we can do a little bit of setting up for you if you need."
Thank you. I will need all the help I can get with that.
Of course. So long as you trust me to make some decisions in your place, feel free to undo them later. But we're here to give you a hand.
He puts a hand on his mom's shoulder. He's like, "Mother, as I have stated before, you are the brains of the vineyard business. I trust every business word that comes out of your mouth."
She beams. She's a little smug. She's like, "Yep, I am that bitch." But yeah. If you would like, Ulrich, you can roll mercantile lore to earn some money with your first gig out here. The way that earn income works, and this is definitely going to sound like you're not making much, but you have to remember that this is spammable income. You can literally just spend days doing nothing but rolling this and earn a fuck ton of cash. And also, so like, in future, we may do several of these at a time. Today, because you spent 3 days in downtime, let's roll. Let me see. Let me just pull up Otari's settlement stat block.
Okay.
So Otari isn't super high level, but, quote, Otari has a long tradition of catering to adventurers. Items of up to 10th level can be found here. I will take that as you can find up to 10th level tasks. Which means, you could try up to a level 10 task. The DC will be fairly high, but you can give it a shot.
Okay.
So would you like to roll me 3 mercantile rolls? To see how much business you get while the shop is being set up?
Yeah. 28.
Day 1 looking good, that's a success.
32.
That's another success, very nice.
36.
36. Just shy of a crit. That means that over your 3 days, you earn yourself 18 gold. That is a very good start to a business. Considering many other first-time business owners would literally be earning maybe 15 copper over this time period.
Wow.
You're doing very well, Ulrich. I think you have people coming to Crowsbrook during the grand opening, ready immediately to buy whatever you're selling just to support you because they like what you've done for the town. And they're excited to see, oh shit, new shop? That doesn't happen often.
And Ulrich is happy because this is not just for... I don't think that this is just for him specifically, but he's also doing this for Fogfen Few and their adventures in the vaults.
Yeah, that makes me really happy. God damn it. That's really cute. And I think it's you, Ulrich, for now. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Fiore, is there anything you'd like to do?
Maybe I could go talk to Rin. I haven't been able to... She can't run from me forever.
She's certainly fucking trying.
It's not gonna work.
Okay. Fiore, you make your way to Rin's Wonders. Her little curio tent stands tall, ready, excited to invite you inside. There are, as always, a ring of what appears to be standing stones constructed around the tent. Inside, there is an insane amount of bric-a-brac just waiting for you to buy stuff from. As you make your way inside, you see someone else leaving. Sinemi, actually. And she kind of stops when she sees you, and then she's cool. She goes, oh, I see I got you out of the dungeon at last.
Yeah. What are you doing here?
Cool. Adventurership.
I believe you.
I'm doing adventurership. Miss Vinxie has hired me to bring her weird shit from the Fogfen, and I'm doing it. Do you want me to do crime? Is that what you want me to do? She says, suddenly on the defensive.
Not even a little bit what I was implying.
Mm-hmm.
You've been spending a lot of time with her?
I mean, a little bit. I had to give her a hand recently, because, Silk asked her to bring something to his house, I guess.
Oh,
and
right.
she didn't want to go inside. Something dogs.
The Hounds.
Yeah, that's the word she used. Hounds, right.
Yeah. I'm glad you were able to help her.
Yeah. So you're not interrogating me? We're good?
Oh, no, I was teasing you because you seemed to think she might have been cute before.
Her jaw drops and then tightens and says, I don't have any clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay.
And I think she kind of stomps a little bit.
I'll see you later, Tsunemi.
Okay, man. She waves a hand over her shoulder. What do you do?
I think he enters. He goes, Rin, it's me.
You kind of make your way inside, and Rin pokes her head up, and she's beaming. And she gallops over to you with her weird little hooves, her tail swishing behind her as she goes. She just pulls you into a hug and says, Best friend Fiore, hello, how are you, my friend? Best friend.
He hugs her back just as tightly, and he's like, I'm good. I'm glad to have a couple days where I'm not sleeping in the dungeon. I love the dungeon. I like dungeons. They're fun. I like my bed. How are you?
I'm good. I am glad that you are all safe and alive and back in town. It is nice, she shrugs.
Well, I have some free time, and I wanted to help you with your problem. You've been trying to ask for help with something, and I wanted to help. I was worried about you.
She says. She kind of turns her back on you.
Ren.
Maybe it is for best we don't talk about it. I don't know.
What? Why not?
I don't. Well, it's not big deal. You have so much other stuff to take care of. It's really not.
I have nothing
big.
else to do today. If I'm not here, I'm going to go to the Drunken Dragon. So keep me out of there.
She fucking hides her face in her hands.
He sort of leans against something sturdy, like a chest or something, and he goes, You know, if you want to talk about it, we can. I'm not going to judge you. I can't lie, so I'm serious about that.
No, I've just made such a... It is not something that really needs to be dealt with. I keep convincing myself maybe I need to do stuff about it, but she kind of shifts from like one night to the other.
If you need to talk to a friend, I'm here to listen.
You three are big fuck-off heroes.
I don't know about...
No, you are. When I first came here, I was the strong one. I was the one who had a mysterious past and all sorts of cool abilities and, all this. But look at you three.
You still have cool powers, and I still come to you
yes,
for advice.
my powers are amazing and awesome and cooler than anything else, yes. But you guys are better at this than I am, and I don't... Mr. Silk was turned into a ghoul, and he was having these horrible things happen to him, and he still came out stronger. Mr. Ulrich has been hiding his bunny ears for so long. He's been dealing with so much shame and horror, and he was able to come out stronger. And you, Mr. Fiore, you have all this angst over being a sorcerer. Sorry for putting it out there, but you do. And yet you still go out and do it, but I'm not doing my thing.
What do you... Well, I'm not a sorcerer. I have some sorcerer powers. I'm a champion, but...
I'm a sorcerer.
That's really awesome.
She shrugs and says, what?
Everyone else is fine. It's just, I like being a champion. Anyways, this isn't about me. You can't deflect onto me.
Yeah,
What do you mean? Like, yeah, we're in the dungeon nearly every day, actively adventuring. We're a bit more practiced than you actively are at this exact moment, but that doesn't mean that you aren't strong or anything.
No, it's not that. It's that you are actually getting your shit sorted,
Do you want to be adventuring?
No, it's... You know how I always bring up the Hounds.
Yeah.
I'm always talking about the Hounds, and how they are evil and vile, and if I go inside, I will be attacked by them because they will come out of the corners.
Yeah, I know about those guys, yeah.
Yuri, I made it up.
Wh-
There's no hounds.
What?
I'm pretty sure, at least.
Like they don't exist?
Maybe they exist. I actually don't know. That maybe, actually, now the more I think about it, maybe they are real, and maybe they are going to... She actually gags for a second.
Oh,
She looks suddenly very disconcerted.
He reaches out and he's like, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's just... No, they don't exist. I know they don't exist. And I just keep using them as an excuse, and I keep not getting better because it's easier to ignore it. But then there's you three, and you three, despite everything, are getting better. And you three went into the dungeon, even though maybe I should have gone into the dungeon. I should have maybe gone with you in the first place. But I didn't because I couldn't because I... She buries her fucking face in her hands.
I couldn't hear what you said. Do you wanna...
Because I'm claustrophobic!
Oh.
I am sickeningly claustrophobic, bro. It is nauseatingly claustrophobic. I think about going inside somewhere, and she shudders all over.
What is... Okay.
It's been like this since I was a little girl, and I used the Hounds as an excuse, and people buy it because, oh, Rin, she's weird. Maybe she did do something to get the time police dogs on her. But no, it's just a normal thing. It's normal, and I've been using it as a good excuse to not do stuff that would involve going inside, but that means I never went and did the right thing. I saw that there was a light over the town, and I saw that there was bad things happening, and I paid you three to go do it instead. And then Mr. Silk got his buttocks kicked by a scary doll, and then you've had all this, the worm man trying to eat you, and then Ulrich, he had a scary witch trying to possess his friend, and all this time you guys have been doing this, and despite all your problems, you've still fought, and I just haven't, and I feel stupid.
Well, first of all, get the idea that anything bad happening is your fault out of your head.
But
It's
it
not.
is kind of low-key my fault, though, bro. I don't... She, throws her hands in the air. I could have gone inside, and I didn't, because I was scared of ceilings and...
Okay. Is it my fault that I don't feel comfortable using my magic at all, even though it could probably help more in fights? If somebody is in danger because I didn't cast a spell and instead used my scimitar, which I vastly prefer using, is that my fault?
I mean, your scimitar's pretty useful, though.
So is the spell Inner Radiance Torrent.
God damn, you can cast that?
I don't talk about it. It makes me uncomfortable.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. I mean, that's why I hadn't told you. I don't like my own magic. It makes me uncomfortable. But if you hadn't sent us into the, if you hadn't hired us to go into the dungeon, I don't think my magic would have started changing. It doesn't look the way that it used to when I was a kid, and I don't know why, but it changed. I still don't like using it, because it makes me feel weird, and I like swords. But it wouldn't have changed. And Ulrich is a more confident person now than he was before. And Silk, I'm pretty sure figured out what to write for his thesis-y thing. Though, I think that's kind of ongoing right now, but it'll be fine, because it'll always be fine. Rin.
But that's exactly it. Despite everything you guys are pushing through, and I'm just sitting here in my shop because I don't like there being 4 walls around me.
Well?
It's so irrational, it doesn't make any sense. Nothing happened to me to make me afraid of being inside. Stuff has happened to me in the past. My town got destroyed. Did you know that about me?
No.
It had nothing to do with claustrophobia. I was claustrophobic before that.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, don't worry, no one died.
Okay, that's crazy, but a good thing.
It's okay, I'll tell you about it. I had a vision. There was a lich with a bomb.
Whoa!
It's a whole... Oh, yeah, you might know him. Whispering Tyrant?
What?
Yeah, I was from town in, well, we call it Last Wall. It's called Gravelands now.
Oh
it's
my god!
Did I never tell you this?
No!
Okay, Spark Notes. I was from little town called, Shimmerbow in Last Wall. I had vision, and I told everyone, and they were like, oh no, there's going to be a big undead attack. We better get out of here. And turns out it was Whispering Tyrant escaping Gallowspire. And when the undead armies came, no one was in town, but there were lots of traps. And we all lived. Thumbs up, that was me.
That's incredible.
A little bit, but that is a scary thing that happened to me. But it had nothing to do with why I'm... She gestures to herself.
Stuff doesn't have to happen to you for you to deal with things.
I've been making myself useless. I've been not helping anyone. The most I did was I gave Silk a scary card reading that said, don't go into the dungeon tomorrow or you might get your ass eaten. And then he got his ass eaten by ghouls. And if I had been there, maybe I could have done something. If there were 4 people instead of 3, then maybe Silk's ass would not have been eaten by ghouls.
Well, first of all, he's fine. Second of all, if this is bothering you, I don't mind helping.
I don't know how you're supposed to help. That's why I keep chickening out of asking you guys, because I have been trying to tell you all, hey, I am so... the stuff with the Hounds, it's all bullshit I made up to hide that I just don't like being inside buildings.
Well, you're claustrophobic. So that's small spaces, right? So, like, a house, and he points at the nearest house that's kind of small, that would be really scary.
It's, by the way, it is Blades for Glades across the road from you guys.
He looks at it, grimaces, and goes, like, Blades for Glades, you that's really scary, right?
It's not scary, it's more like... She,
it's really
mimics gagging.
Okay. What about a really big building? Like a really big one?
No, that's not it. It's
What
walls.
I mean is you should start small. By that I mean big for this purpose. Because if the feeling of walls being around you is scary or uncomfortable...
Really, it's the ceilings. I don't like not seeing the sky if I need to look up.
Well, why don't you start with the Dawnflower Temple? We have a skylight for the sun.
She makes a face.
You don't have to stay in there for a long time. A minute would be enough to start. You don't have to throw yourself into the ocean and
I could do that.
Float or drown. Okay, don't do that.
I'd prefer to go into the ocean.
Well, what I mean is...
I just wish that I didn't have this problem that I can't fix that stops me from being helpful. This thing that's in my way that makes me not work right.
Do you often try to fix it?
No, because it makes my skin crawl, and even thinking about it makes me want to puke.
Rin, did you know that I had not casted a spell on purpose?
Yes, but that's the thing. You do cast.
Yes.
You do cast. You did get better.
Rin, I'm not better. I'm not very much better. The reason that I'm casting is because otherwise we're gonna die sometimes. But...
Jinkies.
I only started very recently. Like, in the past month or 2 recently. Like, when I went into the dungeon, I wasn't. Like, I still don't like to think about it. It makes me feel sick and evil and bad. I'm not better. I'm not fixed. I don't know that I'll ever be fixed. Totally. I'm just trying, because I don't particularly like feeling awful. I don't know that I'll ever identify with being a sorcerer. It makes me feel sick, and I don't like thinking about it. But it might help to be able to use a spell every once in a while. And you don't need to fix everything in a day, or even fix everything perfectly ever. You don't need to live in a house the way that everybody else does. You can continue to live the way that makes you comfortable. But if you can get comfortable enough to come to the temple for dinner, or to walk into the store and buy something, I think that that is a pretty good goal. And you don't have to do it alone, and you don't have to do it all the time. But if you need help, I'm here for you. Silk is here for you. Ulrich is here for you. The town is here for you. You can find help.
1 minute at a time.
1 minute at a time. You think I started with Inner Radiance Torrent?
Next week. She grimaces.
Okay. Next week.
Thank you, by the way.
No, it's fine. You're one of my closest friends, and I care about you.
This is stupid and gay.
Yes, well, we're both stupid and gay.
Can we talk about something that isn't stupid and gay? And
Well,
maybe that will make me feel better.
Well, I actually do think it might be more stupid and gay. I saw Tsunemi walking out of the town.
Oh, isn't she hot? I want to fuck her.
Dude.
That took a turn.
I can't control her. She's fucking insane.
Well, she is beautiful. I hear you've been hanging out with her.
She's nice. She's shy, but she's nice.
Oh, she's very shy. I tried to tease her and she got mad at me.
I know, she gets mad very quickly when you tease her. T for T, willow what? She kind of punches the air a little bit. But I do think you guys spent some time together, and she is visibly chilled the fuck out. Grateful that you were able to give her a hand. She doesn't necessarily think she's going to be able to start immediately with helping, but she's happy that she has the opportunity, maybe. And so the day comes to an end. You guys continue doing stuff around town, I'm sure. You find that the dungeon delvers are in the dungeon still. They've been going every day, but no one's seen them for a few days. This isn't unusual. They said they were probably going to camp in the dungeon, but hopefully everything's alright. You guys will have time to deal with San and Esri Long Turner and whatever other bric-a-brac is around town, but you've made some pretty big steps. We see Fiore getting ready to make his way into the Dawnflower Temple and get some rest. We see Silk finishing doing some planning for his siblings' visit to Otari in a few days. And we see Ulrich, you closing a book, getting into bed, and drifting off to sleep. And then, Ulrich, you wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Something's strange. You don't know what it is, but you get this feeling of being watched.
I spent a few days in Otari after the dungeon, right?
Yeah, no, it's been 3 days.
Okay.
You are in your room, and everything seems just a little grayer. What do you fucking do?
I guess trying to do the tests of am I dreaming or am I actually awake?
Do you pinch yourself and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, you seem to be awake.
All right. Okay. I think he then looks around his room, maybe opens a fucking window.
You do notice something.
Okay.
It's quiet.
Uh-huh.
Like, usually you'd hear the bustle of the marketplace getting ready in the morning, the sound of like people in Otari. You're not that far from town. Usually you'd hear it. You'd hear birds. Why are there no birds?
You said that the room is basically gray.
Yeah.
Does that mean that it's like dark, or are there like sunbeams coming from his window, but it's just everything has no color?
It's completely colorless.
Okay. I think Ulrich goes outside then just to see what the fuck is going on. Well, first he goes to look for his parents, I think. He tries to see if like they're in their room or if they're out in the fields or even inside getting everything ready for the winery.
No sign of them.
Okay, he's gonna go outside and see if there's anyone in the vineyard.
There's no sign of them.
He's going insane. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
There's no one here.
Okay, all right. You know what? Wake and dream. Dreaming. I'm dreaming. I felt the signs, but I guess I'm just fucking dreaming. There's no way. There's just no one here.
Do you want to make your way down to Otari?
Yeah, and I think the entire time that he's going down, he's still like mumbling to himself, like, gosh, you'd be gone by now. It's been a week. How the hell is this happening?
You walk out onto the roads of Otari. There are no kids playing. There are no merchants making their way down to the market. There are no horses in Galentine's deliveries. No livestock in the Farmers Guild. The door to Odd Stories hangs open. You peek your head into the Crook's Nook. There's nobody. Silk's house. Nobody. The Dawnflower Temple. Nobody. Just nothing. And you spent an entire hour wandering like this.
Ulrich has his hands just rubbing his face in frustration as he's walking up and down the river. Just he's trying so hard to convince himself that this is a very lucid nightmare.
You can feel the wind on your skin. You can feel when you're touching wood. You put your hand into water. You feel these things.
He's just racking his brain because, like, they can feel everything, but it's like everyone in the town just completely disappeared. And it's making them, like, almost pull out their hair. He's looking around, he's looking up at the sky, just looking everywhere.
So that's when you see it.
Okay.
It's when you look up at the sky at the very end that you see her. Where the sky should be. At first you thought that maybe it was just a weird hue in the sky. But that changes when the sky blinks. And what you had assumed was just a weird colored sky is in fact a single gigantic monstrous pupil staring down at you. It's been watching you this entire time. She's been watching you. And then you feel someone bump into you. And Ulrich, you're standing in the middle of the road and everything's normal.
That bump startled him so badly.
Yeah, it's just some fucking guy walks past you. It's some guy on the way to America, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, mate," and he keeps going. And immediately, you're back You hear some kids laughing nearby. You hear the church bells of the Dawnflower Temple marking it to be 8 a.m. Everything's normal.
Ulrich is floored. Quite literally. I think that random guy bumping into them made their heart catch really badly, and now they're just sitting on the grass across the street from their shop, clutching their heart like, what happened?
So, Ulrich, you probably, I'm going to assume you spend a lot of this day figuring out what the fuck happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you probably spent some time researching, maybe it's Silk's. Silk, do you tell Silk what the fuck happened?
Ulrich tells Silk immediately.
Oh god.
Ulrich just goes to Silk in a panic, and like immediately after Ulrich like gets up, he just runs straight to Silk's house, wherever Silk is.
God, he gets a grim fucking look on his face, and to put it lightly, it perturbs him. I do think that Silk, like, almost immediately is, when he's not comforting Ulrich about it, immediately is trying to figure out just what the hell that is, what happened.
I think you guys can try roll me some checks to study stuff, if you would like. I'm sure there might be some obscure lore you can piece together from your many documents on the topics.
I don't think Ulrich opens any of the books they have been researching without Silk's permission. Because Silk did bar him from it.
Silk does not let them open those.
Yeah.
Silk, you specifically have exceptional researcher, which would give you a +1 to this roll.
Yes, I would like that. Just general recall knowledge?
Yes.
Right.
And Ulrich, you can use Bardic lore. I think what you might be doing, Ulrich, is you're maybe going through what you know and trying to find maybe poetic reason for what the fuck could have happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give Silk the academic answer and Ulrich the poetic answer. Ulrich, it strikes you that it was 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. that this happened. 7 is an interesting number because that's the number of fingers Nimbalot supposedly has. On each hand, 7 dread fingers piercing into this world, right?
Uh-huh.
Silk, this plus know-it-all, you are able to put together very much so the mechanical aspects of what the fuck happened.
Mm-hmm.
Ulrich is a bard. Bards use magic very much so fueled by imagination, but also like creativity, learned stories, and kind of like poetic reasoning, right?
Mm-hmm.
This very frequently makes them a target for cosmic entities which want to prey on human minds, because that's the exact kind of mind that they have a really easy time manipulating. It's why in distant Ustalav, very frequently you will have poets and musicians kind of succumbing to Outer God's influence. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, out of character, every fucking Lovecraft story is I'm an artist, and I started having weird visions, and then I painted a picture and it was scary and I was scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creative and imaginative minds are often the ones that are most easily afflicted by Nimbalot. Other than, of course, shall we say, academics who are getting into over their heads. What a power couple you two make.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
What Ulrich had once was the wind her voice. The minor curse of Nimbalot.
Oh my god.
And then you let Ulrich get exposed to that dream cave and be around will-o-wisps and just continue being just around powerful minions of Nimbalot. And now Ulrich has the moderate curse, the Wisp Her Eye. And what that does is that every day between 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., and then 7 p.m. and 8 p.m.
Oh, fucking perfect.
Ulrich Revra is going to lose the ability to see anyone else, effectively becoming blind towards living creatures.
Are we dead ass right now?
I'm dead ass.
Brother.
For an hour, basically 2 hours per day.
2 hours per day, Ulrich is going to be completely alone. Well, no, that's not fair. You won't be alone.
No,
she can
he
see
won't.
you.
No, to him, he's alone.
Oh my god. I know how Silk reacts to this.
You can't go back into the vault.
Did Silk tell Ulrich about the moderate curse before saying that?
He was saying it out loud as he was figuring it out. And slowly pacing around with his hand over his mouth.
Ulrich is sitting down. His head is fully down. He's hunched over, elbows on both knees, just... I know I can't. I can't. If I'm gonna be compromised, 2 hours in the day, one of those hours is going to be in the dungeons. I can't go with you. I think my time in the dungeon's over for me. And he's holding tears back. He's looking up at Silk with wet eyes, and they are so dangerously close to spilling over.
Silk looks so shattered.
I don't want to leave you two in there alone, but I can't put you in danger either.
He grabs Ulrich's face, and he's got his thumbs on his cheeks, ready to wipe away any tears that fall.
It's okay. As long as you stay here, you're going to be okay. Fiore and I are very smart. We can figure something out. You need to make sure that you do not get any deeper into this. And I'm sorry I ever put you in front of it to begin with.
No. Hey. And he puts both his hands on Silk's. I asked to help. It was my decision to help. If anything, I put myself in this danger knowing exactly what those books were. I wanted to help because I didn't want to put you in the danger, and in a way, I did protect you from that, but I compromised myself. And it was stupid. It was reckless. I know that you two are capable. I never doubted that. And you two are the smartest people I know. And if I have to stay up here for a time, trying to be as optimistic as possible, I'll stay put.
So the two of you have spent some time trying to find any way to undo this, and you both kind of come to this same roadblock of, oh god. What the hell do you guys do?
I gotta tell you, Silk, Ulrich said that it was their choice to do so, but Silk utterly and completely will not take that, because ultimately he is the one that gave Ulrich that decision. And so it, and this isn't even Silk's guilt through me talking. It is his fault. He's not taking that well. He's not taking any of this well.
Oh man. I think at this point, Ulrich is just he feels so defeated. And at this point he's kind of just thinking 33% chance is still a chance, but fuck.
Yeah. It is grim in that room right now.
I do think Ulrich is holding Silk though and trying to mutter under his breath, we'll figure something out.
God. Silk doesn't stop looking for any kind of, not alternatives, but any more protections that he can get or place on Ulrich.
I think what I'll give you your result is that occultism might not be the option that you want to go with here.
Oh.
I think, and this is going to be, I think you spend some more time studying Silk. A little frantic, maybe.
Very.
I think, Silk, you understand that maybe, just maybe, dousing Ulrich in more occult shit isn't going to help.
Yeah.
What might be helpful is if Ulrich prays for blessings and aid and please, O ye gods, protect me from this horror that is hunting me. Specifically, I think do you loop Fiore into any of this? Okay.
Yes. Silk sees. Yeah, Silk comes to the conclusion that anything holy might help, and he's dragging Ulrich to the temple.
Well, would you like to go have a chat with Fiore?
Yep. We're like pleading at Fiore.
What do you tell him?
Well, when they get there, if the second Fiore looks at Ulrich, it's can't hide it. Ulrich's been crying.
Are you okay?
There's black mascara all down Silk's face.
Are you guys okay? Did something happen?
No and yes in that order.
Ulrich has a moderate curse.
Whoa!
And you'll never guess who.
Is it the same? Oh my. Okay, come here. First of all, you both look terrible. He's like, come give me a hug now, please.
Could at least lie.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Silka's like, you could at least lie about that part.
I mean, terrible emotionally. You look beautiful in general. That's
okay,
not
I
a
don't
lie.
look a mess.
He gives them a hug and he's like, I mean, I can do anything that I can to help.
We should sit somewhere where we can talk.
Here, come here. And Fiore leads them, through the temple, into, like, a side room. Sorry, they prep village stuff here. They're just not doing anything right now. I used to hide here when I didn't want to do my chores.
Okay, so let's debrief.
Okay.
I'm going to kill myself.
Don't do that.
Nearly that too.
Divine blessings and interactions with the holy are all that will help with this.
Well, I have really good news about that.
Would you like to, Fiore, make me a religion check to see what you know that might be helpful? Okay. Yeah, so you know, Fiore, this is a very scary case. And obviously the guys are very freaked out because I'm sure by now you've told him exactly what happened, and that is genuinely very frightening, Fiore.
Oh, yeah.
But you know that not every religion has an answer for every situation, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
the Church of Abadar isn't going to know how to deal with a zombie problem the same way that, like, the Church of Iomade might, right?
Yeah, they all have focuses.
You can definitely help with this to an extent. Sarah and Ray definitely can. However, from all the stuff you've learned about Nimbalot, the fates that you believe might be able to do the best for her, for Ulrich, so someone who is coming to help you with this problem, would be the fate of Pharasma. Nimbalot has many beliefs that are directly opposed by Pharasma.
Yeah.
And if you had to guess, calling in a cleric of Pharasma from Absalom may be a good way to keep Ulrich safe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it wouldn't necessarily prevent the curse from happening, but it could stop the curse from getting worse.
Yeah, it could help.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the best way, the only way you're going to be able to get rid of this curse is by getting, in your opinion, the source of the corruption exorcised, which, I regret to inform you, means you're gonna have to get rid of Belcora.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
Easy, right?
So fucking easy.
We've had a great time so far.
Walk in the park.
All right. I think Fiore's like, hold on. Give me 1 minute. And he runs out of the sanctuary and he goes to the little library area that exists in the temple, and he reads through a couple of things. And he comes back with like 4 books. And he's like, okay, so we might need to talk to my mama about the details, but I can help a little bit. Cernray is not gonna be useless here. Not that she's ever useless, but you know what I mean. She can be of some use here. But Nimbaloth is... She wants to, like, destroy souls and stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and then he pulls out a holy text of Pharasma. Well, Pharasma is nearly the complete opposite of that. She's about the cycle of life. The souls, when they go to her, go somewhere else. She's the person that sends souls to their afterlives. And she hates the undead, stuff like that. She's a goddess of death, but also birth, and... I don't know all of the details. I don't follow her. I know some because my parents thought it'd be a good idea for me to understand that stuff, because, you know. But, I could have the temple call in a cleric of Pharasma to come help from Absalom. There are a ton of clerics of nearly every faith, it feels like there. And they might be able to help, to at least treat. I don't know about cure. Curing seems... I think we might need to kill Belcora for that. Which, great news, is the goal. So, this is not a permanent problem that you're going to be dealing with. Hopefully.
Okay.
But, there are ways to help. And I think that calling in a cleric of Pharasma would help. And obviously, I will do everything in my power to continue helping you as well. I have little ways that I can help. I gave to...
Oh my god.
I gave to Silk because I worry about Silk. No offense. But
I'm taken.
I can help you with, can you show Ulrich the little bauble that I gave you?
Of course.
He
I
shines it towards him.
I have these, and I make them, and they'll be able to help you as well.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Anything. All that can help me from...
Of course.
Not needing to experience this every day until Belcora is gone.
I also highly suggest... I don't know how faithful you are to your faith, but I'd suggest praying more often. Asking the deity that you venerate for help in general is a good idea. They're the ones that are already looking out for you, so they already know you. It is good also to pray to Pharasma and stuff for that purpose, but I don't think it hurts to pray to the deity that you actually worship.
You are a follower of Halkamora, right?
Yes.
She is the Lady of Ripe Bounty. Her edicts are to cultivate gardens, share wine, keep helpful insects, and teach others to farm, while her anathema are slaughter to spoil the earth, spread plague or pestilence, and carelessly use pesticides. She is a goddess of indulgence, luck, nature, and insects. She would be able to give you a hand with this. Not to the extent of Pharasma, whose whole thing is, hey, everything that Nimbalot believes, I'm the exact opposite of. So getting someone in from Absalom or a nearby town to basically stay here as someone that will help you, great. But praying to Halkamora may have some ways of stopping this issue, right?
Okay.
It's not a great situation to be in, huh?
No.
How are you doing, Ulrich, with all of this in mind?
They are stressed out. So stressed out, but at the same time, so relieved that there's at least some kind of protection. I think Ulrich brings both Silk and Fiore into a fucking group hug.
Oh my god.
Fiore hugs him tight.
And he's just burying his head in both their shoulders. I think crying again.
Hey,
and
it's okay.
very, very quietly just saying, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for helping. I don't know if I could do this myself.
Well, you don't have to. We're gonna be here for you this entire time.
How are you holding up?
Not well. He's happy that something can be done about it, but I want to say that I do think that within those days, Silk is staying with Ulrich at those times of the day, and I think that he has told Ulrich that even if he can't see him, he will be there.
I think that helps a lot. And during those times, I think Ulrich just stays put in those areas because he knows that Silk is there.
Man.
And I think that helps. That's fucking beautiful. Damn. God damn, that's beautiful. Fuck.
Silk will always be holding Ulrich's hand, and by the end of these little spells, Ulrich will feel that warmth slowly creep into his palm.
I will say, when 7 hits Silk, Ulrich is just gone. Just not even like mentally. I'm saying like he's physically vanished. But
great.
You stay here. And once 8 rolls around, he's back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure, Fiore, you spend some time every few days, obviously giving Silk time to be alone with Ulrich, yes, but sometimes you'll come down and help too, so Silk doesn't lose.
Hey there, it's Hugh from Podderation here. If you like today's show, why not have a listen to The Ramble? Ridiculous, irreverent, and sometimes maybe just a little bit raunchy. The Ramble is what you get when you put 2 professionally funny people in a room together and give them license to talk about anything they want underneath the umbrella of nerdy hobbies. We think you'll love it, and if you want to check it out, go to our website at podderation.com.
Himself either.
Yeah.
Because this is, I'm sure, not an easy time. But the 3 of you are starting to try overcome the fact that Nimbalot has followed you out of the dungeons. And whatever great evil is within, it is now coming out. And if you don't stop Belcora, then goodness knows how many other people will be affected in time. In a few days, Focera Witchhelm will come to Otari. A cleric of Pharasma will come to help Ulrich. But you can't waste time. Eventually, you guys are going to need to return into the dungeon. probably before the others arrive. We see Silk and Fiore exchanging words as they wait for Ulrich to return. We see Ulrich sitting in the room, holding himself, willing himself not to look out the window. Perhaps he reads some books or writes while he's waiting, just reminding himself that he's not alone, that his friends are here too. We see Osif Menhims looking at the crimson fulcrum lens, which he has put away into a little box, protecting it in a safe. We see Rin Savinksi grimacing as she stands outside the Dawnflower Temple, taking a step forward and then quickly taking a step back and not going in after all. And we see, deep within the Gauntlight, down in the Abomination vaults, a group of Aindalar elves preparing for the hero's return. They will soon take the Fogfen Few to their city to meet with their queen and to discuss the horrors that lie on floor 9 of the Abomination vaults. In the penultimate chapter of our adventure, Chapter 9, On the Hunt. This episode would not have been possible without the support of our patrons. Celestial, Max O'Knight, Kate Cornelius, Key, Windy 2002, Als, Millie, Rose, Cel Ravau, The Protease Inhibitor, Acid Dialogue, River Supports Artists, Horror Fan, Lightning Scar, Dr. Caesar MD, A Potato, Derpy Gamer, Quinlan Boss, Princess Alavi, Emily is Gay, Meow Mai, Abyssal Chimera, Knight the Werewolf Teacher, Actually a Bot, A Sleepy Bear, Kyle Damon, Phoebe Jeebies, Lux Rexus, Tony Saunders, Mita, Arave, Mott, Aries, Alexander Criswell, Skyly, Blurs Hellion, Genuinely Tricked, Transgirl Trish, Bal Punyon, Matthew Wilson Krasnovich, Tillen Shark, Jonathan Love, G. Barbera, Luke, Simon Strange, Seth, Rain, Lichalope, Gizmo, Cass, Fable McElduff, Ava, Rem T. Bright, Lonesome Chunk, Sean C., Natasha Lumley, Reflux, Ellie, Jenna Mitchell, Kane Kendrick, Sky Evangeline, Triceratops, Anna Maria, Jordan, Emily Lerderna, John the Book Hoarder, SS66 Seeker, and Dane Valiant III. If you'd like to see what you can get for helping us keep it rolling, check out patreon.com/diceroll today.